Excellent. Dave Morales, Houston, Texas.
Hey, Dave.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, you got the RKO dog there.
Hey.
Oh, and
Very
you know who has
nice.
one- Do you know who has one of these in their house? And I just saw it when I was there last week. Elvis Presley.
Oh, that's right. He has one in Memphis, right?
Yeah, at
You did the
Graceland.
tour?
Yeah, well, I was in there. We were talking about his new movie, which
Oh, that's right.
we could talk about later, but it's good. And but anyway, we're here to talk Amber Brown. So excited because honestly, art and music got me through my childhood, and it continues to get me through life, and that's why I love what you all have done. Bonnie, first time that we've ever talked, and I just want you to know, truly is an honor to meet and speak with you today. I'm a huge fan of your work, and this is cool. What inspired you to bring this to life?
It all started with my mom, like most of the best parts of my life. She was encouraging me to write for this generation because I'm an aunt to a bunch of nieces and nephews. And I was always giving advice or laughing with them or crying with them or the place that they could run and talk to someone. And I just really valued that relationship that I have with all the kids in my family. And I started writing an outline for a series and ran into an executive from Boat Rocker, and they had the rights to Amber Brown. We decided to join forces, but of course I had to get the family's approval to make Amber older and to make the character an artist. Much when I was a kid, I was always sketching to deal with my own anxieties and fears, and then music was a big part of a coping mechanism for me. My mom, there was just music in the house. My mom was a singer, so that all came together. I mean, all these really nice people came together to bring this story to life. And then, meeting Carsyn and Sarah and having them make it even better, just make it so much better.
And honestly, that's why I have that and the mic. This is a little nod to my radio side because I started in radio, worked in Los Angeles, there in LA at Power 106. Yeah. And then now back on radio at iHeart in Dallas at 106.1 Kiss FM. So
that's so great.
Yeah, these are like weeks because I love television and film, and that's why I'm glad I do that now on TV here in Houston. But these are little nods to my music radio side. That is so.
I get it. Yeah, my mom sang on the Morris B. Sachs Radio Hour in Chicago, and
Gosh.
so it's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Radio, as you know, did some of the greatest storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Can we just sit here and to hang out all day and
Yeah,
talk?
go ahead. No, I really have to talk to my incredibly talented.
Oh my God! No, I'm saying I'm loving the energy. I want to just hang out with all of y'all today. Carsyn, here's a question. I always, usually the question is, how do you hope this inspires others? But I want to know. Great job, by the way, in this series, Amber Brown.
Thank you.
For sure.
But I want to know how this inspires you.
I just feel like I learn a lot from Amber Brown every day. She gets to things very smartly. She sketches and draws and listens to music. And I feel like a lot of times people in her life are so worried about her. But to be honest, she's like doing something that it's hard to learn how to do to express your emotions.
Right.
And so that's
a good
something.
point.
Yeah, that's something that I try to learn from her, is to try to express my emotions in some way and not keep them bottled up. And I feel like she's definitely like ahead of the game because a lot of people that age don't know how to do that. So that's something I definitely inspires me about her.
Sarah, what do you say to folks that will watch this series and relate to the characters or relate to the storyline? Because it certainly does speak to, I think, a wide generation. Mom and I watch this together. You're talking about mom. I'm a mama's boy. We watch this together.
Yeah.
So what do you say to people that will look at this and relate?
I would say that, yes, I also relate tremendously. It's what drew me to the project from the beginning. Some of the conversations that Sarah and Amber have feel like they've been lifted straight out of my living room with the conversations I have with my kids. I think what's wonderful is you really do have the multi-generational perspective, and it allows parents to understand their kids, and it allows kids to understand their parents, all couched in a beautiful bow of humor and love and compassion. And we're putting a little bit of kindness out into the world.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, helping people communicate, and recognize that we're going to be messy. We're going to mess up. We're going to fail. But if you've got love as your heartbeat, moving toward one another, then you can get through anything. So I hope parents and kids alike, and grandparents, teenagers, younger kiddos can all gather around the television.
Look at Dave watching with his mom.
I know,
That's
this
you
is
made my day.
amazing. I know. I love that.
Totally.
She's actually to my right listening to our interview. Mom, are you there? Say hi to everybody. I'm not making this up. She
That's
really is.
amazing. I
You know
can
what,
hear her.
Dave, my mom was with me. She read every episode, gave me notes. And most of it was the mom and daughter stuff is so personal for me in the show. And so I just knowing that you watched it with your mom, and did you enjoy it?
I love it. She's like, she kept looking at me though. She's like, because they're so relatable. Like
Yeah.
I was a very special child. I got in trouble growing up. This is like a therapy session for me. Look at this.
No, but that's what
but no,
That's their hope.
that's the ripple.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
it really is. I always got in trouble for my mouth being, I never fought, and I still don't. But just being the smarty pants, but it was always the creative side. And look what I've turned that into. And
Right.
that's what kind of this is what Amber Brown made me think of, is like channeling that. And especially after what we've been through the last couple of years,
Right.
it brings people together. All right, I have to get this. As I said at the top, Bonnie, a huge fan of your work, but you're writing, you're directing. How much fun is it for you to do both? And be a part of the making of something like this, being on both sides of that angle.
Yeah, well, I think for me in my career, I mean, that's what I've always done, whether it was the building, one of the first series I did, or the Life with Bonnie, or, there was a show where I played a reporter. I was always writing, executive producing, and acting and directing. So it's just one job for me, storyteller. And my stories are probably a little too precious to me. But I just know that storytelling can be so powerful. From my own childhood, when my parents would watch a great episode of the Andy Griffith Show, and there were only great episodes, I could see all their problems melt away for a moment. They would laugh and forget the stress and pressure of raising 7 children and on a blue collar income. And I remember looking at the TV and looking at them and thinking, that's magic.
Wow. I watch that show every day. In fact, I met Ron Howard a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And he and I had a long discussion. I love Andy Griffith. I actually watch it I swear to you.
It's still the best show ever, and it still holds up. It's still hilarious and funny and touching, and it's timeless.
Thank you all for your time. You all look amazing. I really love this conversation. Tons of fun. Mom, say bye.
Bye, Mom.
Oh my gosh, how fun was this?